For my next anime review, I'm doing Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3. This anime is done by Studio Mappa, and it is rated TV M8. Now, a few weeks ago, I got into some hot water with the fan base of Jujutsu Kaisen. For one reason and one reason only. I said, which I still hold this opinion, that Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, out of Frieren and Hell's Paradise, Jujutsu Kaisen was the weakest of all three. I never said it was bad, I just said it was the weakest. And boy, were people pissed at me. But I will continue my stance. This season is, I'm going to state this right now for anyone angry at me for even stating something that is factual in my opinion. For one reason only, Season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen is the only one out of those three that have bad episodes. Those in particular, especially Episode 4. That episode is bad. We went from a fantastic third episode, which in my opinion, that's still the best episode of the season. It does some creative work explaining the rules of the calling game, and it has some great visuals, and it does a perfect job on explaining how everything is working this season. We went from that to a episode that was non-stop action. And despite that, I could barely tell what was going on because the camera work was awful. Seriously, they go from fighting in a dojo to then fighting to a bridge and going throughout the house with no scene transitions that I could tell that really showed how these scenes connected. And that whole episode is just awful. It's terrible. The other episode that I didn't think was all that great was episode 7, Tokyo Colony. Number 1. That wasn't as bad as episode 4, Perfect Preparation, but it still wasn't that great of an episode. Out of those two episodes, the rest of them go from really good to fine. Certain characters just come out of nowhere with no prior build-up, and the fact that people on social media got really pissy at me because I was explaining my legit criticisms for Season 3, well, that's just shonen fans for you. They're really the only fan base that I've had issues with this like. They are some of the most defensive, loud, obnoxious people on the planet. Are exclusively shonen fans because they watch nothing but shonen. They don't branch out from that, and they speak in hype terms. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off topic. That was a bit of a rant that I have on shonen fans, but I digress. Despite my major complaints with Season 3, this season still turned out really good. When the action does hit and the episodes that are really good hit, it really hits. Especially episode 9, that is by far my favorite episode. With the whole fight scene in the domain expansion with the jury and everything, I thought that was probably some of my favorite fights in the season. And then the last episode of the season, I thought that was really good as well. So there is still plenty to like about Season 3 in my opinion. I understand why Jujutsu Kaisen has such a big fan base. For me personally, this series has more spectacle than it really does have substance, in my opinion. It doesn't mean that there isn't substance in Jujutsu Kaisen. It's just I feel like the main reason why people really like this show is because of the excellent action. And the action is fantastic, don't get me wrong. But if that is your main motivation for watching and enjoying a show, maybe don't try to get mad at someone for criticizing a show you like when they have legitimate criticisms. But yeah, out of all 3 seasons of Jujutsu Kaisen so far, I still think Season 2 is better. Let me say about some more things I did like about Season 3 to counteract those negatives that I just said about it. To try to at least get people off my back, but it's probably not going to work. The intro and ending themes to this season is probably my favorite within all 3 seasons. I thought they were really good, especially opening. I really liked the opening. I thought it had a great beat and I really enjoyed the song, and the visuals were really creative too. It was definitely a step up from the previous seasons, and the ending theme as well I really liked. The voice cast as well was really good, and the overall OST for this season was fantastic. So, yeah, I may be mixed on Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, but that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. My final score for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 is a very solid 8 out of 10. This season, despite its flaws, it is still good. It is still strong enough, in my opinion, to give it an 8. Alright, Jujutsu Kaisen fans, I wait your comments down below. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. This has been Ryder. I'm out.